Recently, I sat down and I had a conversation with the world famous equine artist Frank Levine. This man was born in England, raised in Barbados, and now resides in the United States of America. Kick back, grab a coffee, and listen to what he had to say to me.
So in that way, you plan where those whites are going to be, and you're going to just save them.
Horsey, the son of Honor Code, who earned over $2 million in just 11 starts, is here and ready to do business. Horsey is here to do business. Horsey is here to do business. All right. Well, he's a great artist. I don't know a whole lot about him, but what interests me about Frank Levine is that he holds the same name as my great uncle, and I was really curious to know who this Frank Levine is, and I've heard a lot of good things about him. I've heard that he does some really good work, so I just had to go get him and bring him on the platform. So, without any further delay, let's bring Mr. Frank Levine on the platform and let him tell his story.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Mr. Levine here in person. So we'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
Yes,
Let's hear
from the
a lot about
beginning.
you, man.
Okay. By the time I reached like third grade, I realized that I was very starting to get committed to actually drawing and painting. So I have to thank, as from the beginning, I have to thank the Heavenly Father, my mom, because as I said, growing up being the last, I guess you make sure you learn everything. So being that art was just like, and drawing and basically drawing and sketching was just like something to keep me from out of trouble in my company. And the more I did it, the better I got. In 1984, I left Barbados. I returned to England. I started college over there. I went to art school. I did graphic design and photography. I majored in those two subjects over there while I was there between 1984 and 1980. No, 1985 and 1989. I joined a few clubs over there. I had my work exhibited in group shows. It's all new to me over there. I'm a big stranger now. I have to fit in. So again, I gotta listen. I just came. I took the advice. Then people recognized like the quality of work I was doing at that time. And again, with encouragement, it got better. You always keep going to another level, even though I just trying to take my time and cruise. But it's a lot of people pushing me all the time. But roughly around that time, also I started to thinking about painting horses, and I changed from the being in Barbados. I usually paint the local scenes. Started local scenes and doing that most of my life. And then I decided to switch over to natural history, wildlife. Through going to college, that was done with illustrations. So I switched the subject matter. So it's natural history, birds, nature, and horses. Now, the horse thing, I don't know, is the English thing, we might say, but that began in Barbados around like 1981. I, between 80 81, I started riding horses, hanging out with people that rode horses. A few regular jockeys, might mention a few, like Carly Jones at that time. As again, this little tiny teenager, what I mean, trying to fit in everywhere. But I took this. Actually made a step to go forward and see about this horse thing. And it started in 1981. I was working with a stable. Didn't know much about horses, but I just wanted to be around them. I wanted to see what's going on. And again, I met lot of friends there, still friends up to today. And I had this aspirations. I was very small, to be a jockey. So from the time you get in the yard, and you're the smallest in the yard. That's your intention. Everybody think you want to be a jockey. That was everybody with the exception of the trainer. That was everybody intention to be a jockey. And yeah, well, it's fun. It's a fun thing. You don't see the danger yet, but it's fun. But yeah, you go to the garrison, you go down the horses, you see the horses exercise. You're up there with them. It's all fun. Till as you age, you start to see the changes. You either stay small or you gain weight. Unfortunately, I gained weight. So that eventually, I had to change my career move as far as that's concerned. But the love for horses was still there. It never went nowhere. And that gave me the opportunity to be close, to study them, to just enjoy being around them, see how they move. I always give people, when they ask me about my work, and they said, historically, anybody could paint a horse, you could draw a horse. But it helps if you are around them, that you can see the everyday, interacting with them to see how they move, what they look like, the different moves that they go through, stuff like that. And you don't learn that from just watching a picture or some photograph or something. It helps when you have that little background. You got to know them. You definitely got to know them to work with them and do good work. Regardless if you're photographing them or regardless if you're going to paint them, you still need to know what they look like and stuff like that. So that workout, that's where that horse thing connection came in. While I was in England, I rode. I was a stable. I did some riding out and stuff, but by then the weight is too heavy, But just for the fun, and just catching again, and painting started to come out. I said, okay, I think this is what I want to do later. So instead, I had something else to paint. At the time, I didn't know anyone that much people that actually was doing. Most of the people wasn't like me that was interested in painting horses. A lot of famous artists, So I said, okay, let me give it a try. And through my art, see my artistic career, I always tend to look for the hardest things to do. Don't know why, but I think that's how I learn, and it makes me better because I said if I can do that, the rest is easy, and do it till I get it right. So that brings me up to the stage where I start exhibiting my work now. I got a good response. The horses actually look like horses. This is, it's very important. I can tell you, if you can actually get anyone criticize your work by try to draw a horse up in a horse, well, you get all these things about the ears, the legs, the this, the that. I said, oh boy, the least I can do is try to get this thing look correct. I noticed that those criticisms was like less and less, so I said, okay, I'm doing something right. I find myself living in America now. I'm like globe trotting. I'm over here now. the art, I start to show a few of some of my work to certain places, nothing serious because no other job commitments and all that I have to deal with. But along, I was still painting all the time, and never the art was always there. And I know the other thing that I think I did well was I always tell people my drawing is much better than my painting, and the painting is pretty good to me. But I know I can draw well because as early and before I started doing photography, I usually draw what I see. That was my camera, as close as possible to get the effect that I want and to record that image or whatever I saw at that time. So in that case, too, I had a lot of like reference material from back in living in Barbados. I always keep my sketchbook handy, and at some point in time, I said, "Okay, I'm going to use this for something. It's going to pop up." Not knowing that few years down the line, some of the paintings that I actually did was some stuff that I saw back in Barbados when I was like a teenager. Never thought that I would have painted them, but then the idea hit me. Oh, then that would make I got a reference material to make something nice. And then the ideas and the little, the brain, everything kick in, and they say, "Oh, yeah." Next thing you know, all I have to do now is like find a title for the painting. It ain't even started yet. First brush stroke, I say, "Oh boy, yeah." I start. That's how I do my work. I get the idea. I I visualize it, and I said, "Okay, I know what will work." And usually, 9 times out of 10, I'm correct. So I had this idea about the show, having the show. Now the Gold Cup, now season is around. That would be something good to have a show around the Gold Cup. But again, this my good. I called her my agent. She liked the idea. She looked into it. Her name is Harriet Bovell. I call her. I only call her Harriet when I'm not right in front of her, but you know what I mean. But she looked into it. She see what the possibilities was, and to make it work. It looked like it would work. I had a show called Hoof Beats '89, horsepower.
Beat.
Hoof Beats. It was held at the Barbados Museum to coincide with the 19 the 81, I think the 81, the Gold Cup, the foreign in 90, 1990, the Gold Cup with in status that year that he
I
raced.
have to fact check that. I'm not sure when that
Yeah,
was.
but
I
the
can
show
pull it
was
up
in
though.
May. Yeah, but it was well received. I don't know how I got the work done, to be honest, because most of the paintings were done over here. They were done at night when I could find time on early hours of the morning, but I still had access to like 30 or the 36 paintings. Now, how the I tried to include I had images there from England, racing in England, racing in America. I tried to fit the Beijing racing in because I'm home. Yeah. Um that show was well received. And it was opened by the President Attorney General at the time, David Simmons. He opened the show for me. And he was he saw the work. He's At that time he was a part of a horse. I think he had the horses, but when he actually saw those paintings, he said, "Wow!" It was in big disbelief. You can believe that. Wow, this little Belgian artist is doing work like that, and he complimented me on my effort, and that started this exhibition thing home with horses. And I said it fit perfect in with the Gold Cup, leading up to the Gold Cup. Then recently, like in 2012 actually, I had another show. This one was I had this was done at the Turf Club. This one was called Horsepower. It was well attended. It was well received. but around the Gold Cup, leading up to the Gold Cup again. So I people won't actually got a chance to see what I was capable of doing and how beautiful the horses was. And I try to show the garrison, the scenery, and just the fun of racing. And I try to depict that in my paintings, the power and the beauty, everything. And it worked again. So there we come now to 2024. There's another one about to be started soon. I It should be starting on the 24th, 25th of February, which is right around the corner on Sunday coming. Again, like a week before the Gold Cup. And I have a nice venue for it. That'll be held at my friend. She has a gallery now, has her own gallery. It'll be held at her gallery down the West Coast. And I have the work again. We have access. What she thinking about is some of the work that I did earlier. Tried to put together with some of the present work that I did while I was down there in December. I did a few paintings down there, and that would be incorporated in the show. I don't know how many pieces will be there, as much as we can hang, but there's a collection of work on canvas. It's acrylics on canvas, and one of my specialties is watercolor painting, and that will be included in the show too. So I try, I there's a variety of styles. I don't know. I still haven't gotten the habit of painting everything one way. I don't know if I'm that different, but I think that I learn more and I do more when I try to fit the style to go with what I'm trying to say in depict in the painting. So instead of just look at the name, and if you see Frank, it's me. And I everything I still can't get that everything looking the same way when I do my work. I
Oh,
see
wow, man.
something, yeah, I see something different about even in the sketch, and I say, something this got to be painted this way, it got to be painted that way, and it usually works like that. So I'm very versatile when it comes to that. I get a lot of credit for it.
So, so Frank, so you're a label equine artist. Um, do you have paintings of the jockeys and precious
Um,
moments as well?
I previously I had in the past shows I had a portrait of Venice Richards in that he was in that first show I had, and some of the American jockeys, Angel Cordero, I had a nice portrait of him, a painting that one of my favorites. And on eventually you will get a chance to see. I will try to send you some images that you can post at some time that you actually see. Talking about them and you seeing them is definitely two different things.
Yeah,
And,
that'd be completely
and
different, you know.
people tend to think that I'm a portrait painter when they see some of the work. But I said probably the only portrait they paint is probably jockeys. But it's very good to look at.
You have a long history of painting. I mean, dating back to 1978, and you know, just to fact check, you said Incitatus that was back in 1997.
Yeah,
Um,
the show was
yeah,
90. The show was 98. The first show I had was 98, and I yeah, that's what I mean. The next I still after I was there when he won the race,
wow.
and actually I was there when Federico won the following year. I have a nice picture of that. A nice painting. I did a nice painting with that, and I did a nice painting with him. I was so confident. I was trying to see if I could get him make the cover of the race, but it was very nice. But that
You have
didn't
an
work out.
interesting story, man. You know,
Right?
because you tell me like all the other fascinations with guys who kind of grew up around the Garrison Savannah.
Oh,
You wanted to be a jockey, but then you turned it into something else since you got
yeah.
heavy. You know.
Yeah, it's one of them things. I remember sometime my mom asked me what I want to be when what I want to do. I said, listen, I want to be a jockey. I want to be an artist. I will never forget when I told her that. I want to be a jockey. I want to be an artist. But you one or the other. So I said, okay, I too heavy to ride. I love horses. So best thing I could do now is photograph them, paint them. I hopefully someday I'd like to be a part, own them. Anything to do with horses, you got me.
Did
And
you live close by there?
pardon?
Did you live close by the garrison?
No, no, I grew up in like Pinelands, St. Michael, but to be honest, there's only one Garrison. I don't care how far you live, you'll find it. To be honest,
I'm
you
just trying to figure out like
yeah,
what would
you'll
make
find it.
you a young man just kind of hang around there, you know?
Yeah, as I said, when you get that horse, you get bitten by that little horse bug, you'll find where the Garrison is. To be honest, you should go there before you go to school in the morning. Like, right, you had like a something like a riding school down there. And some of the guys that actually become jockeys, they used to exercise horses in the morning before they come to work, come to school. So, oh, but don't care where you live. I know people that come from St. George used to get down to the Garrison to Savannah. So no, no, it's not a problem. It's one meeting place. Oh, here now, I'm I'm close to Aqueduct,
Also,
but
you live,
yeah,
you kind of
yeah,
situate yourself close to
yeah,
racetracks.
yeah, it's not too far from me, but it's closer. The distance, I think the Garrison might be close enough from here to Aqueduct. But that's the closest one. That's the closest one to me. But you'll find where the track is. There's only one track in Barbados, so all the activity, evolve. Anything to do with horse evolve around that. Then if you're on farms in the country, then you come down and you come down to work the horses, take them to the beach, stuff like that. So it's been a long process. I met a lot of people. As I said, some of us still good friends through that little horse connection thing, and yeah, it was good. The memories of this, and I just remember some of the things that we did, and it's all there. It hasn't changed. The only change is my profession now. I actually acquired to him also. I got I think three passions. These three passions. One is photography is one, painting is the other, and I'm also a chef. So
What's your fondest moment at the racetrack? Any racetrack?
ah, um, seeing being first seeing good horses, famous horses run. That's one thing, because um over here I like going like to Belmont Park to see like cigar. Cigar run the great cigar and the Belmont stakes around. Don't, as I just said again, don't care where you will find where Belmont Park is because you want to see history being made. You want to be there. You want to be part of that. Like when Angel Cadergan in his 7,000th race, you want to be there to see him do that famous leap, all that stuff. So it does a lot of memories. But as I said, wherever the action is, you tend to want to, you want to be around to see what's going on. You want to be part of that. And then through doing photography, I make it an effort to get my images also, which my photographs racing at Aqueduct, I photograph racing at Belmont. Yeah,
Frank. So you've been painting for a long time, and
yeah.
based on what I've heard, you got some really good paintings. Do you remember somebody who is very famous that have bought one of your paintings?
Um, Basically over here, let me call some names. I have paintings. I have paintings. I have paintings in Canada. I have so work over here. I have paintings in France. So work in England, and some of the paintings are in private collections. So like using the names and stuff for that one. It's very tricky. I don't want to be calling names, but the local scene, um, um, C.O. Williams, he has some of my paintings. I did some commissions for him. I did from Motor Shore. I had a couple paintings. I did commissions for the oil company Texaco while I was in Barbados. They have a few of my paintings, and some of the other owners home that saw my work liked it. Miss Patricia Baxton, she has one of my paintings. She bought one of my first paintings at the show, and that I sold, and I did a nice commission for her from that one of her horses. So I did have a few present owners in Barbados that actually still have my work in their collection. And now with the internet and stuff, I try to get work all over wherever it's needed. Last show, I when I was there, I was watching race, and I got a message from someone saying, "Oh, there's a lady in the grandstand want to see the artist." I like, lady in the grandstand. So I was about to photograph. I seen just been photographing the race, and I said, "Oh, lady in the grandstand." So even though the show is going on, I'm still hopping on to see who's going around that corner. But I met her. It turned out that I did a commission for her, one of her horses, and she was from France. She was from Trinidad, but she lives in France for a good few years, and she become a good friend. Never met her, I never met her before, but um, it turned out very nice, good friendship from there. So I'm like that, if people see the work and they get curious who did the work, it can't be one place. I tend to be all over, especially I'm at the Garson, trying to do photography and then here and there. But I make time to speak to people. I'm kind of very friendly when it comes to dealing with people. And who know me, still got a lot of faces there that still recognize me when I pass through, go around the track. I'm well respected. I always treat people like, with care and respect. That helps.
I mean,
And
for sure, that helps.
I love to be home. When I'm home, I must tell you, the second thing I do when I'm home after eating, finding something to eat is try to get to the truck, see what's
But
going on.
you call Barbados your home, but you say you were born in England.
Yeah.
Is it Barbadian
Listen.
parents?
Yeah, both my from Barbadian parentage. My mom, my dad was Barbadian, but I was the only one that born there. But I came to Barbados early. I grew up in Barbados, and as I got older, I just said, okay, let me go and see for myself. Instead of, in my opinion, hearing all these stories, I went to see. So that's why I returned in 1984. Plus, to further my career and see what's out there for me. So that's what brought me over there. Returned to England, see what's going on, and that was a good experience too. Met some other relatives that I never met before, and I gotta say Barbados is my home. I always say that's my first. Yeah, first in England is too cold.
But hang on, I mean, you said England too cold. Is that what you said?
Yeah, England's too cold. Come on, who don't want to make Barbados their home? Barbados is my always be my home.
But
My
currently, you live
home.
in New York, and New York is much colder.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm punishing myself right now. It's
Yeah,
snow.
why are you doing that? Why are you doing it?
That's why I'm going home. It's
Do you
no.
make it a habit to go home
Yeah,
every year?
um, I tried to, but last few years with the pandemic and all that was put on hold. But if I could, I would try to go home every year, see my family, run into my friends, and just enjoy Beijing life. Be back home. And to compare with being over here, when you're back home, it's a different world. Everything is more relaxed. I love that.
Yeah, it's a good
Get some,
feeling.
I get some photography done. I see all the changes that what happens when I wasn't there. All the big changes that some of the stuff I see in the I glance at in the news. I see for myself. but that's my home. I would always say that's my first home.
I want to ask you a
But
question about the changes. I mean, compared to back then when you were hanging around the garrison, compared to now, now that you're more mature, w- have you seen any changes in terms of the racing, the garrison? Any changes at all?
first, the biggest change that I saw recently is this night racing thing, because that was mentioned many many years ago about, like, having lights around the garrison, night racing, but it never actually materialized into anything. It just, they said something. They said just talk. But when I heard that you're actually going to have night racing, it's like Christmas came early. Night racing in Barbados. That's a New York thing. That's an American thing. Night racing in Little Barbados. I just couldn't wait to see that. I was so excited about seeing this night racing. And when I saw the images from the race, the video and the race, I said, "Wow!" But they did a very good job. I was very satisfied with that, to see that it actually happened. And the other changes, I see the upkeep of the track. I wish back a few years ago they were always talking about moving racing to some other place. The garrison is too small. That was a story growing up, but it's still there. We have enough space in the country for having a bigger racetrack and this and that. All talk again. You still end up at the garrison again. So at least they can do is improve everything to keep everybody, happy. But
Is that something that you would like to see though, or no?
every we I think they talk about garrison is that corner. The English jockeys come there and they're like, I remember a few years back, Willie Carson came and actually asked them, they're actually going to go around there. They actually, I say that's one of the top races in the world. He's actually asked, they're actually going to go around there. You have to see jockeys going around that corner.
Which
See
corner exactly are you talking about?
Paddock Bend, that wall,
That wall
Paddock
is pretty
Bend, the
threatening.
wall. Yes, that wall that you see coming at you. That wall, boy. That if you get over that, it'll be okay. But I think they got this idea from seeing racing in other countries where the horses straight out after the winning pole and usually go straight. But you gotta make that corner regardless or not. So, but that never happened. I don't know, in the future. But you have to work with what they have, and that's what we have to work with, and all we can do is improve the racing and up the keep it a racetrack and the interest and everything, and it's still a very popular sport home. I would tell anybody that it's still very
We're going
popular.
to talk a bit. We're going to talk a bit about your art, but we want to get
Um,
in as much about horse racing as possible. So let's
yeah,
let's talk. Let's continue this conversation about horse racing. So I mean, you watch a lot of races, and you do
oh
you
yeah,
still keep up with the races in Barbados?
yeah. I like to know what's going on home, because that could be my next commission. So I tend to follow what's going on. I check the results. I at least I know around some of the races. The name has been changed to this and that, but usually I have some friends that let me know when the race there is. My only regret is when I'm over here in New York the day after Christmas, I go into work and I call home. My friends tell me they're going to races Boxing Day. I like kicking myself. If I was back home, I'd be going to races too. But I missed that. So, but I always check. I like to know what's going on, especially the big races, the classic races, because I like to know who's the horse. Who's the horse and the informed horse, the horse that doing this, the talk of the town.
And when you think about the Garrison Savannah, is there one jockey that comes to your mind? Don't fiddle. Just tell me one jockey that comes to your mind.
Oh, Charlie Jones. I ain't never fiddle boy anything. Nah, Charlie Jones. Boy, that's Charlie Jones. Anybody else is Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones. It's what I mean, his style of writing. This is only after he came on the show and give out his secrets. I don't realize like how he managed to win so many races. But that was it. Charlie Jones. Next thing, Venice Richards. But he wasn't. He spent a lot of time over the country as he trained that. So when he come home, people flock to the garrison. Venice will be here. You're either Charlie Jones fan or you're a Venice Richards fan. Growing up
I
like that.
remember. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're either
Remember.
one or the other. And then along the way, we have Godfrey Griffith, stylish. Yeah, yeah. Boy, ah, up to this time, I don't even. I must give him credit. Boy, he can sit on a horse. Boy, neat. Like Christ, boy, it's like Angel Cordero. I will never like that. I gotta give him credit for that. He can look neat on a horse.
So
Going around.
style was his thing.
Hmm? Boy, he's
Style was
coming.
his thing.
Type boy, it's all good. I saw a race back. He's riding a horse called Floating Muhammad. He was a very one of Creole's a very popular horse. Boy, I think it was in the turn, not the stretch. At that time before they had it used to be 7.5 furlongs. No, they call it 7.8. Shoot and all different names, but I was in the corner and I saw Godfrey come around that corner. Boy, people took off the and the turn for home, the horses came off the rails. Like 3 horses ahead of him. And they drifted off the rails and boy, he stick on that rail like somebody but he stick on that rail, boy, came up there, but so boy, deer in red was in that, yeah. You can't take it away from me. He could a style, he got a style for the camera.
Oh
Style.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Boy.
That's a must.
Yeah, but you have a favorite. Back home, everybody have their favorite rider. Mine was like I like Caroline Jones. I like C.A. Jones. He was because he liked to talk a lot to people. You talk to anybody. That helps a lot. That friendly thing. I like Caroline Jones. Harry Springer. Might not anybody riding. My only thing when Patrick started to ride, I was abroad. When I leave Barbados, Patrick was probably a couple of feet couple of feet tall. I remember this song the guy's a little tiny guy, but not that same year Patrick is top class rider, Barbados from Barbados. I say remember I saw Patrick walk right on actually onto the horse before touching him. That's how short he was. I like whoa. So I knew about his other brothers riding into older brothers, but I actually saw Patrick walk onto the horse before actually touching the horse. And
Oh
I
yeah,
said,
they
boy,
said that
I
Patrick did
I
some
I, I,
amazing things, man.
I said to myself, I know I'm too tall to be a jockey if you could do that. But credit is due. Hard work again. Credit. I give him. He got my. I'm amazed by the things that he accomplished over here. I always tell I say, boy, Bajans. Well, we are good. We are good.
Well, what is it about Barbadians and horse racing, anyways? I've
Um,
heard this so many times. People ask me the
I,
same question.
I can give it a little hint. I don't know the school that the school the school that I went to in Parkinson. There's a few jockeys that came from that school. And one to bring them was Warren Crawford. My agent, she taught art at that school. She taught Warren Crawford also. And it was Jamal Moan. There's so many. I listed these people that like Parkinson produced jockeys. Like, and I think again, these guys are actually live in the surrounding area, either from as low as maybe Burton Hill, as still going to that school, some from St. George. And I don't know. That lately I realized that when I said, "Oh, she taught this one and that one," I said, "Damn." I thought, and she mentioned the one about me when I was growing up, talking about being a jockey and stuff. And she told me Warren Crawford was one of her students. I said, "Wow." And that's in here. I don't know if I want to walk up brothers. I hear all these names. I said, "That's what Parkinson doing." And then they did that thing under Garrison. That's they're in Canada and doing well. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a school. I don't know, but that's the link that I find lately. I find that link that a lot of them that went to that school eventually become jockeys and very good jockeys. You got Chris Husband not too far from there. He come from St. Barnabas just across from the school. So I don't know. Carla used to live around the area. Harry Smith used to live around the area. Johnny Bell used to live around the area too. So I don't know.
I,
So
I-
I
I'm
just,
I'm I'm just listening to you and seeing that
yeah,
you know all these jockeys, man.
yeah, I
You keep
know. Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, what I do with the horses, like the paintings and stuff, I like to follow up on my history. I like to know got my reference material. It helps. The time of the race and the time of the horse, what a horse did at this time. And it's like I need that as reference for when I'm going to do a painting. Because if I'm being questioned about it, I need to give people the right answer. So I did my homework. And I love jockeys. I love jockeys, I love horses. In England, the same thing. I always, even back home, I used to follow this Lester Piggott thing, Lester Piggott, Lester Piggott. But finally got a chance to see him when I was in England. And Lester Piggott, and the greatest jockey in the world. Of course, you want to see who's this guy. Then you see some of the stuff that he did. I actually see him ride, and he was one of my favorites up to now. And then here comes this one I call the Italian Angel. You know who that should be? That's a little Tory.
that's the most famous one, man.
Yes,
He
I don't know who call him Frankie, but I call him the Italian Angel. That's the second coming of Cordero, in my opinion. I've been saying that for many years, but personally, I call him the Italian Angel.
what is it about him that you like or you
Oh
think
boy,
people like?
the style. His writing style, energy,
I love the
his,
energy. I
his
love the energy.
hands, or you can get it before resorting to handwriting. Back in the, I don't know if they still do it at the Garrison, but earlier in the past years when you had apprentice races, you wasn't allowed to ride with a whip. That's the only race you can carry a whip in an apprentice race. So you have to be when you turn for home, you have to find somewhere to keep this horse going. So usually, as we words about hands and heels, you got to find something to make up. You want to get them in the forefront by all means necessary. Then you go to England, then you see that actually being done. Just hands and heels, just helping the horse, assisting the horse without having to resort, to that with passion or just showing the horse the whip. Yeah, when you see people do that in perfection, or like Detorian, when to use the whip, ah, you gotta watch that, man. He's like, as I said, like Cordero. That's like second coming of Angel Cordero right there, and that's one of my favorite jockeys. And I see him, the only thing I can name is the Italian Angel. That's
Have you
that's
ever
my
met him?
no. I met Cordero. I met Cordero over here.
What is he like? What is he like?
Cool. You know what I mean? Cool. Very. And I met him through Godfrey. I been to Belmont Park with Godfrey one morning, and he introduced me to him. And that's one reason. The first thing I came when I came over to live in America. I used to live in Queens, and it wasn't too far from Belmont Park. I remember before I leave England, my dad at the time he mentioned to me about this. I like to use the word black jockey, but this jockey that does this thing, and he jumps through the air and all that, and I briefly caught a glimpse of him around Breeders' Cup time. Guy flamboyant, guy flying through the air, he's Superman. I said, well, when it comes to New York, well, first thing I had to see was Angel Cordero on a horse. And I actually went to Belmont Park. One of the first photographs I actually took was the Angel. And I said, well, I actually saw him. Yeah, but yeah, I finally met him around one morning. I'd been up to the track with Godfrey, took me up there and I did some photography, but I saw him, I met him. I showed him some of my work also. I saw those same painting that I said I'm gonna send you a copy of that you can see. He liked that one. Definitely liked that one. He said, that's me.
Well, here's a key question: do you have a painting of him?
Yeah, I have a painting of him. I have a painting of him and Spend a Buck. I did a painting of him that I like. I put together a painting of him and Spend a Buck that I really like. Um, I have a painting right here. I have I did a couple watercolors with him, but that one is one that before I even finished, I said that's in my collection. That's not for sale. That's so much I love that painting. So I said, at least I can do is probably reproduce some of that work as prints. And there's a few paintings I had like that. But to go back to the painting, the painting part of it, I back home, I say I paint, trying to want to paint anything. That's what you have to do. I paint horses. I paint what's going on around me, paint the people, based on life and stuff. But one morning on my way to school, I I made a trip. I went to Cape Shepherd upstairs, do something, but I was upstairs and I passed in by the book section at the time. I don't know if it's still there. And I saw a book with painting horses. And I tell you, there, I never saw anything like that in my life. The book was called A Decade of Champions. A Decade of Champions. And at the time, that book was probably for sale around like 80, probably 80 something dollars. You know what I mean? We're going to find 80 something. We can find 80 something dollars to buy a book, I guess. But to ask for 80 something dollars to buy a book, it's like, so every morning on my way to school, I used to go up there and glance at that book.
You go flip the pages.
Yeah, it was, there's a book, eventually I hope that sometime I can get my work like that. There's a book, the format is called Tabletop. Well, it has the artwork is printed on both pages. So when you actually open it on, a table, you can actually get the whole image. And the book actually covers a small table. That's how big the book is. We always print it. And I glanced at this work and I saw this. I saw some word I never saw before, like horses coming towards you, and the way how it was painted. And one thing that I caught, I got from that is that the horses look like they would actually bite you. The horses look like they would walk off the page. I'm like, damn, he can paint. This artist, a guy called Richard Stone Reeves, American artist. I saw other artists that did, English artists and did horses, but I never saw. And they looked so. So I think on the cover they had a picture of a firm. A firm. I actually have the book in my collection now. A firm. See, spectacular bid and some other horse was on the cover. But these horses running towards you like they're actually coming off the page towards you. So I flicked the page and I realized that looking out to see the paintings now, the people now, you're seeing the horse and the jockey, now you're seeing he actually did paintings with individual horses, with jockeys, and they're looking to see, oh, this picture Lester Pickett, he's gonna look on it. Boy, when I saw that painting on a ledge, I said, the horse looked like it actually walked off the page if you watch it, you stare at it too long. I said, damn, that is good work. And that is something from then on I always tried to get that in my painting. And the first time that actually happened, I did a painting of a horse in back home called Armidale, an imported horse that Carl A. Jones used to ride. He used to call him, he used to refer to him as the Big Hamilton Armidale. I did a painting of that horse with Carl on board, and when I finished the painting, actually the horse looked like it would actually walk off the paper. I said, "Oh, yes, it's there." That book. And I said, I finally bought that book years after I have that book and along like three other books that the guy did just to look at his work. And that keep, inspiring me to paint very well. I'm telling you, I never saw paintings like that. I see, you get the side view of the horse running, but you never get the head-on view of the horses coming towards you. You see the muscles, you see the sweat, this. And I said, I gotta paint like that. I gotta paint like that. And I tried. When I at the first show that I had home, I had a painting in the show with Holy Bull. I put together an image of Holy Bull. I remember one of the guys at the garrison, some person mentioned to me about horse sweat, painting the horse sweating and stuff. Um, I guess they saw the exhibition and they saw this picture of Holy Bull with Mike Smith going to the wire and you see the sweat. They said, boy, yeah, I had no comments from that. I said, yeah, so that's what we're talking about. You see for himself. I said, yeah. Then I had one, I had one at a show called, I did a painting with, what's his name? Belmont State Winner, but I still have that in my collection. And
What year was that?
I did that like in '87 for the show. I think '87. Yeah, I did that for the show. I think one of the few last paintings I did for the show. The name can't come to mind right now, but he won the Belmont Stakes and he won the Derby. He didn't win the Preakness, but he was one. I think he was one. I usually tend to paint the horse. That's the horse of the year. I like to paint the cigars and the
Is that
charismatic and the horse of the
Alishiba?
year.
Alishiba?
Yeah, I did a pin out of painting Ali Shiva, Ferdinand, and Secretariat. I did a painting of Secretariat, and I saw paintings, many paintings of him. But I think the one that I did is the first time I ever saw it done like that. I'm gonna describe it, but I'm just gonna send you a picture of it. You can see for yourself what I'm talking about. I saw many, many images of that horse, but I never saw it done like that. The way how he put it together, where the three images actually come together pretty well.
Are
So,
there lots of horse people who are who are involved with the art or love the art?
um, it varies, but over here, I mean, horse owners, yeah, there's a lot of horse people that you either like the horse photograph or they like it painted, one or the other. And I think usually after work is the quality is there for the painting. People will get a commission to do work for them, or you just do the painting and so they like it, and you see their colors, they get that's especially when you paint do the colors. You have to race in the correct colors. You can say, oh, that's Barbadian racing. David C's colors. That's this person colors and that. So when I do the paintings home like that with the landmarks, like the clock tower in the background, the drill hall in it, that's Barbados. You're not gonna see that in no other part of the world. That's Barbados.
Now
And
you do paintings. So Frank, so how do you get your paintings around, like from country to
um,
country?
usually to when it comes to if it's commissions, they can be shipped. That's no problem. They can be delivered. Yeah, you go any part of the world, they can be get them distributed. But if I'm in England and I get involved in a show or anything over there when I'm over there, the paintings probably stay over there, so it's not a problem either. And if it's on canvas, it's not a problem because it can easily be restretched. You
That's right.
take it off, you roll it in a little tube, and there you go. A lot of paintings I travel it. I don't actually send them all stretched to get damaged. They can be rolled up, they can be restretched when they get to reach their destination, no problem. And
Now you've been painting for a long time, so I mean, are your paintings, your art affordable, or do you have a specific
yeah,
clientele that you target, Frank?
no, I paint for anyone. There's no specific in mind because I paint for anyone. What I mean, if I tend to price the work based on the subject matter, especially the horses. The horses have a different price range, but the landscapes, and the birds, and all that, they all come in different sizes and different prices. But just the horses, and then the famous horses, then the demand and the value is a little bit more. But if it's if you want the painting, I don't think price is the option. But that's why we have prints because right now some of the paintings I did, I was home in Barbados in December, I went up to actually try to get the show organized and meet some people and see what changes and just to get the different light and stuff like that. And I did a few paintings while I was down there, and they were watercolors. And they were very very exciting to look at. We, my friend, she's submitted a few for the turf club to look at, and they choose two images that I painted. And those were painted when I was down there, two full sheet watercolors, and they have the landmarks in the background. One I think is the drill hall in the back, and the other one is the military buildings in the and you look down the stretch that you see in the background. I'm surprised. I said, and one of those paintings that I did was actually I had an idea in mind to do it many many years, and I don't know. I went home and it just clicked, and it's turned out to be one of I think one of the most exciting paintings that I did. I really look at and I look at that painting and I said, okay, people need to see my work. That's it. And that's a workout. Yeah, they I said no, that's it. This year, 24, I have to be out there because I don't know if the atmosphere home, the lighting has a lot to do with it. But that painting, I think it was finished when I halfway. I think it was finished, and I said, "Wow, this is beautiful. This is actually beautiful." Oh, the show is from the 25th until the 9th of March.
February 25th on until
Until
March 9th.
March 9th. Yes, 'cause I think yeah, we try to get the week leading up to the Gold Cup.
And where exactly is it again so that people can know?
I have to pull that up for you. Um,
We'll post the link of
yeah,
where the
I will send
show
you a
is.
copy. I'll send you a copy of the invitation. The information is there. You can see. You can get information from that because the new gallery just opened last year, and it's located on the west coast.
And so you're all displaying all. This is a variety of paintings, or this is equine
Yeah,
animals.
it's mostly horses because since the show is about the Gold Cup, we try to get the turf club to be a part of it, and that's mentioned in the on the invitation on the front in cooperation with the Coast Club. That's the San Lane Gold Cup 24. So it's a horse. It's not strictly racing, but in horse and sports.
Now, I imagine you're gonna have some of those paintings on display on Gold Cup Day for sale and so forth.
Yeah, we're trying to. It's last time we had a few on display up there. At the garrison, in the clubhouse and stuff like that. But I see when arrangements are going to be made when I go up, which what we're going to do. If that is possible, we might do some of that again. But now with all the advertising, the internet and the this and that and the live streaming and all different things, it's all the possibilities now is endless. It's not like before
That's
where you
right.
have to
That's right.
do a lot of paperwork and stuff. So I'll see. I'll look into that. If that's okay, I might have some more images that I can show for that. But the whole, as I said, there's a variety of some of the paintings I did earlier, some that I did some of the present work that I did. And she tried to put like I tried to mix the sports. So I tried to do a little polo, just the horse. People that love horses in general. It's a invitation to all horse lovers. You don't have to be a race horse lover. You could be a show jumper, anything like that. I think there might be one or two paintings there with that. There's other aspects of the sport. There's steeplechasing, hurdling, show jumping, the polo, and the racing. Might be preparations for the racing, like a lot of people don't see the hard work that goes into racing. The early mornings and stuff like that. I try to capture some of that,
Do you
and I think,
capture some of that as well?
yeah, I try to. Yeah, I did a couple of paintings like that. I have a painting there that I did on Belmont Park early morning, and I like that one too. It's interesting. I just send you a copy of that too. I think I have that
And
on file.
that's a big part of what I do is capturing behind the scenes. So
Yes,
like in the mornings early and
yeah,
stuff like
early
that.
morning. Yeah, the horses come out on the exercise track, and this particular one, When he got there, you just reluctant. You don't want to go forward. You don't want to go back. You just stand there and stare. You can see. I said, might make a painting. And I did. And I can't remember what the title they have for that one, but that one, you can see that he don't want to go no further. But he has the whole track. Yeah, Smith, all he has to do is walk it on the track. And you need the jockey there having that, and I said, look, I can't remember the title right now, but I did that one with the sun, like the sun rising in the background, coming up in the back early morning. I tend to do that a lot when it comes to painting. I know because being living over here and living in England, you get all this different the early morning mist. You don't really see that all over Barbados. Probably not in the valleys and stuff you might see it, but over here in the morning it's very misty. So I get this early, very easy to create this early morning atmosphere, the sun rising. 4:30, 5:30 hours. Getting ready to come out on the track, and that painting it worked for that one.
I
I
want to ask you about you're going to Barbados and you have a show down there in the art gallery, and is there opportunity also in New York for the art and for what you do as well?
Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of people that the work is done not necessarily through galleries because the whole art is changed now. It's not like how it was before. Um, there's more ways to get your art out. Actually, you probably have to have a gallery. You have your own web page. You have Instagram. You have this. There's so many things you can do. It's not like relying on that like before. That aspect in art changed. So it make people do a lot more with their work instead of having other people involved. And yeah, it teaches you the business side of art also. It's a nice side to paint. Everybody can love a pretty picture, but there's a business side of art that you need to be able to take control of. Or you either be a loser, a very sore loser, or you either be a winner. If the wrong choices are made during that. So there's a business side of art a lot of people don't understand. And I with the technology going on now, it gives you a little bit more chance to be in more control of where you want your work to be. You can put it where everybody can see it, but having access to it like that, so it's okay. It's almost like me relying on galleries. And if it's available, if you go to Belmont Park, like around Belmont States, there, people see people, you can display your work, your permission, display your work, your permission to display your work at any racetracks, as long as they said, okay, you don't intrude on that. And usually with the party, the celebration, yeah, people have stuff to sell and stuff. If you could get involved in that, get a date, book you get your space, and you can do what you got to do. You can pay it on the
Oh,
spot, stuff like that. If as long as you have your own little area where you can do your work, you just
I
see
have to
that
ask you.
Saratoga.
There's a piece of art behind you. Is that one of yours?
Yeah, that's one of my paintings. There's a bird. There's a eagle in the the eagle in that. If you want to see a painting, I'm gonna send you some. You're gonna get a couple of the paintings that I did with the birds and stuff also, and I'll send you the one with the horses. But I did that painting back in 1990, and every time I look at that, I say, "Oh damn, that is older than my son, my youngest son." Hey, like yeah, 1990. I look at that large. It's an eagle flying. You probably see just the edge of the wing flying over. All my imagination. Not the
Oh,
bird, but the background. But
yeah.
yeah, but it's a large piece. And some of the paintings I have of that says 30 by 40 inches. So it's like a pretty large painting. It's been hanging there for a few years now. I think that's yeah, that's not my. I think that's my wife painting. I don't want to touch that. I'll probably do it over first. And I'm going over there. Yeah. I did a couple versions of that, but unfortunately, I didn't have a horse painting like that to put it that you can see. But I can show you. I have one here that you can see right now.
That's fine. I mean, you're gonna send me them. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
them all here
but
on this show, and
this
we're
is
gonna get them out so people can see.
you ready to see this one?
Oh yeah. Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man.
Okay, it's a small painting, but it was done with the intention of print and that graphic way the design. I did this before. This is the second time I'm doing this. The first one I sold back home many years
Wow,
ago,
man.
and I have a lot of different things
Spectacular.
I want to do with this painting. Like um, there's a few that technique that you saw there. I experimented with that again. I just to show the movement, and it works. It don't work for everything, but it works for some paintings, and I can't help using it. As
This
you
all
see
brush
here,
paint.
yeah, that's acrylic. That's acrylic on it's on a canvas panel, but it's acrylic canvas panel.
Man,
Yeah,
that's outstanding.
that is that is some you definitely want to see. Get a chance to see. I'm gonna send them before the night over. You tell me the best way to send them that you can see. I can
Yep.
you will get. I can send you a group of as soon as we finish. I can send you that you can get a glimpse, and then
I definitely will put it all together and we'll get
and
it
then,
out there.
and then we'll get some of the earlier paintings. I did mention them on the show that you can actually see what I was actually talking about. Like the one with the Cordero and on the army there, one of my favorites.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'm gonna send you some nice images that you can actually, yeah, that you can see actually what this Frank D. Levine Jr. is all about and the
So
quality of what I'm capable of doing, you know.
I wanna ask you, are you excited about this Gold Cup? Because you're gonna be down there during that time.
I'm so excited I can't even mention it to you. 'Cause I'm so excited. I'm excited for me and Father. I'm excited for um Darwin. All these names that I do mention, like Darwin Clark and Derek Lynch. My Mr. Lynch is like my brother. What is that called? The brother that I always had that I didn't know about years and years. This friendship thing. If you could get a chance, you call me every day. And when you want information about horse, I have my reference as far as what horses won what and stuff like that, and what year they won that. But when you want to complete, if you want to hear the speed, the time the horse came back in, and the whole bloodlines, that's where Derek come in. He's good at that. He's good. He's good at that. So by the time he told me to start hook up and talking to horses, uh, you going about years now. He can tell you exactly everything about the thing racing. But as I said, it helps when you photograph horses and paint horses. Whatever it is you painting, you need to have your reference material there that you can lean on. And if there's any questions that you're able to give people the right answer, you don't want to be there guessing if this is that and that. You know, if you want to do it and paint it, you should know what it is you're painting. That's my opinion. And if any questions, you should be able to ask. But
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, I tend to that. You know, if it's something he will call and ask me, but usually it comes in about horses all the time. So I very excited. Luckily, I'll be there finally. I haven't traveled because of the pandemic and stuff. I missed a few World Cups, but I'll definitely be there for that. And luckily enough, I have a show going on too, which is very exciting for me. And I'm home. What could be more exciting than that?
That's right.
There's no place like been, man. I tell you, no place like
Well,
been. I've been
as you
there.
may
No,
know, I may run into you down there. So when
yeah,
I'm down there, I may get a chance to run into you.
yeah. I won't be hard to find because if you see, I'll be on the truck. You see me the camera in my hand. That's the artist right there. That's me. I'll be there. Seeing, trying to steal reference material I can get to use, but I'll be there. I'll be out there photographing either the race, the finish of the race, or sometimes I'm usually located at other parts. You really like to see when the race is unfolding. I could always get who the winner is, but I like to see what's going on in the race, say who dropped the bit, who this and who that. I like to be there when the race actually on full. So I probably be in the turn. I think when the turn for home, that's really excitement and stuff, and everybody trying to jockey for position and all that. And I might find something interesting there that will translate in a painting. So I try to paint excitement, the excitement in horse racing. Try to do that. And when I see something that caught my eye, I can say, okay, that will make a nice painting. I love that. I love what I just saw there, and I could always transform it either the realistic way that you see, or if I think it need to be done like this, I would do it. But as I said, no one set way of doing things. I This is something I came across not by accident, but said what would actually happen if you notice the lines in the painting, the horse is going in this direction, going forward, and it's like everything is coming from the chest and going that way, and from the neck and going that way, and from the jockey and going that way. So I just said, let me try that and see if it actually working. First painting I did, well, the first time I did it was a painting, the original one to this, and it sold. The colors, and I said, I have to do that over, and I tried doing it here because I said, what, that would make a nice. I had an idea for that painting to be turned into a puzzle, something
Oh,
that confuse the people's mind.
oh, no. That's interesting.
Yeah, that. So there's a couple that I had like that. I said, I mean, gives people something to do if it is a possibility that can be done like that, and I think it will work. So it's supposed to be this and like three more images that I did around the same size, and if it can be done, I will try to get it organized before I come back up. See if I can get it done down there, and that will be available to the public if they're interested. And it's another way of looking at my work too. It's a fun thing. You imagine turning this into a 100-piece puzzle.
I
You can
mean,
do that.
you could, that would be real cool. I mean, there's a lot of people who love puzzles, so that would
Okay,
be something.
yeah. That was the graphic. This is part of the graphic design training and stuff that I had to. So, but I never really put it into a painting. But the first time I did, I said it worked. It didn't work for everything, but somehow it works for the ones that I use it for. And I said, I use it when I have to use it. And the first time I displayed a painting done like that, it was well received. And I was home last year, and I met a fellow artist that time. He loved the painting that I did. He told me, you were talking about the brush strokes. You can actually see the brush strokes in the painting. And he paints do abstract painting. He's just fascinated about this brush stroke. I said, yeah, that's how I feel when I did that. And I said, instead of just doing a traditional um, detailed painting of it, let me see how it would look a different way. And that's how I learned. What I mean, if it worked, it worked. If it don't work, I would try another way to do it. But as long as it give me the result that I want, I will let it go. I will stick to that. And
Well,
then
see,
here,
you do some really good work. So I'm just curious. Does one have to bring a wallet or a credit card for this kind of?
um, anything, or cash, credit card, anything, whatever transaction to be made. And I don't even have to deal with that. I have some person to deal with that. I have the person to deal with that because I just transfer you to that person and they will deal with that. That's the business side of art, you know what I mean? But I like, I the more people have my work, especially, what I mean, I choose to paint horses, you know what I mean, because my love affair with them. But as I did mention to you before, it's like I grown up home. I can remember the interest in anyone want to paint a horse, you know what I mean? And then it's like I can't remember seeing anybody like myself that really was painting horses. So I took the bold step. So when I had the show, the first show that I had, it just like I was told it never been done before. I like to hear
Mm.
that. So I said, okay, it never been done before. Hoofbeats 98, never been done before. And the plus side of that too, I think around the same time that I had that show, there was another artist in Marvis that I knew growing up home and met him. He always used to paint cricket images of cricket and cricketers and stuff. And
I think I
sooner
know who
or
you mean.
yeah, Skinner,
Think,
David Skinner.
think David
I think
Skinner. Okay.
yeah, he paints. He does work with this show the movement, with the swinging the bat and stuff like that. And I had my show then with Gold Cup. And he had a show leading up to collecting how to World Cup. The West Indies was playing in Barbados at the time. I think soon after March or something like that around that time. So somehow one flow from one into the other. And it was never been done before. And I would take credit for that because I was bold enough to do it. And I got the response was great as far as that's concerned. Yeah, people actually saw what Frank Levine was doing when he wasn't on in Barbados. And a lot of people that haven't saw the new things that I was working on, they get a glimpse of what I was, and I saw within myself what I'm capable of doing, and I was very satisfied with that. The only thing I could ask for was to have another one. I did,
Oh,
and now
absolutely.
another one, and I'm trying to see if I can. If it's okay, this might be a yearly thing that I'll probably be able to do, provided
No,
I
that
can
would be
get
beautiful.
the work done. As um, I think I said to myself, on this year, I'm going to focus more on my work because I I mean, you tend to want to your you tend to put things off. Your everyday job comes first, but my artwork and no, the interest is I think from 2024 I'm going to put more and pursue more and do more. I have a lot of if you even on if I put my hand left and you see there's materials here, there's sketches here, there's this here, there's that here, the sketches there worked out for future paintings here. There is pallets here, and the computer's next to me. Laptop is here. It's
You're
surrounded by
surrounded
art.
by
And
art.
I'm gonna I don't want to disturb the camera, but actually I'm gonna show you one of the paintings with I'm gonna show you one of the paintings with the birds. I think I have one here that you can I'm gonna show you that you can see. I'm gonna get it right now for you. Usually the other project I was working on with the the birds and stuff of Barbados. That's another thing that something I want to do. So I did some paintings previously concerning that. I want to show you one. Let me know. Give me your opinion. You saw the one in the background, but this is a painting here. Let me step back. You can see it. Um,
Oh,
let me
it's
adjust
gorgeous.
the light.
Absolutely gorgeous, man.
You can see it. But let's see. You got it?
Yeah, definitely. I'll
Okay.
put myself away.
See if yeah. That's one of the birds you see in Barbados around the swampy areas and stuff like that. It's very colorful, so you get a glimpse. This is where this hasn't been. You're one of the few people that actually saw this painting. It hasn't been.
Me and all the other people now.
Well, it doesn't matter, but this is me. This is what I do. I tend to paint now what I like. My subject matter varies, but I stick to what I like, the nature and the stuff like that. And I do a pretty good job with that also. I
Well, I'm
photograph
looking forward
nature.
to seeing some more of your work, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you some photographs. I've some of the finished work that you could actually see
It
for
sounds to me like
yourself.
you're very protective of your work too.
Um, why not so much protective? It's just that those are work that this will probably a show in the future. So I show you that you can actually see, but it's a lot more that got to come. They're just part of they're just one of the paintings. So I still probably got to at least I know within myself is the birds and barbers, there's like 20 of them. So I probably did maybe like 6 or 8 already. So it's a lot more to come.
Right.
When I find the image that I think I will use and the background stuff to make it the way I want it to look, instead of just having a bird there, I would do that as it come along. But right now, after the show, I'm just going to start working on that also to see if that can be thing could be a show coming up. I had a idea for a book about Barbados, and I wanted to be a like the natural side of Barbados. We all know Barbados is beautiful, but like to. I always I tend to look at the things that people don't like to look at, but I like to see. I see beauty in everything. My artist taught me that instead of just looking ahead, try looking down. Right?
Mhm.
Look down, you see something different. And I had some ideas for this book, and as I come up to every time I travel, I try to get some new. If I get a better paint, if I get a better photograph, I replace the one. If I think it's better than the one I had, I replace it. I keep editing like that. But eventually, that was the idea in mind. And if it ever actually happened, this show is gonna happen for sure. But it would be nice if I could have the book to go with it also. So that's future. You get an insight into the future. It's not about being protected. It's just that when we're ready to see what I'm doing, I have no problem with that. You know what I mean? I was always
I
like
mean,
that.
protective could be a good thing. So I mean,
No,
I wouldn't be
I
mad
mean,
at you for protecting your work.
there's some, as I said, there's some paintings that I did that this is how I look at it. Some paintings I did before, as I get halfway, I know I say, no, I'm keeping this. I didn't even finish the painting yet, but or I was said, this is for print. And when you see the images I'm gonna send you, you're gonna understand what I mean. I can say, in other words, I don't only want one person to have this painting. I want other people to have access to it. Even if I have to do it over, it's not an issue. But have it in print form, other people could actually own it, actually see, enjoy it also. I like that. So, if it need to be done again, I have no problem with that. I'm always open to commission. I was just here earlier. This is my I come across this is my commission requirements here that I have to include this when I go down. This is one I had previously, like the requirements for commission and stuff. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'm always open, man. I like new things. I like to try new things. Always. That's how I learn. I
That's
can't.
definitely a plus.
Yeah, I always like to. And I can give you a little quick brief. As I said, that I tend to do the hardest things. When I was back in Barbados, we used to you draw with other stuff. Whatever material you get, you tend to draw. You want to pen and ink, pencil, watercolor, oil, this. But people shy away from acrylics because their excuse, in my opinion, is that the colors were too bright. You know what I mean? Well, if the colors are too bright, you tell me too. If you can't know to get the colors toned down, you basically telling me that you can't paint. You gotta know to take the brightness off. It's a new medium. It's not as old as oil or watercolor. It's probably came about like in the 60s. Well, oil painting got a history maybe 200, 300 years. You know what I mean? But I think the last painting that I did in oils is probably 1985, and I stopped painting oils because of the fumes. Yeah, the fume, basically the fumes. Is in my opinion, the oil base, and I just can take that. So I replaced that with acrylic.
Mm.
So people was convinced that when they see some of my work, it's oil. I said, no, it's acrylic. And one of the comments that I got before is that you handle the medium well. So a lot of people shy away from that because, as I said, the brightness, they don't know how to mix them. So I put interest in that again. I put some work into it. I said I got to master this. This can't master me, and I got over that. Another thing, watercolor. Watercolors can be done with three basic colors, most painting, a sheet of paper, some water, and a brush. That's the basic watercolor. You get three colors, a sheet of paper, and a brush. Okay. Having that having a white paper in front, you got to decide where you're going to put this mark, first mark. You got all the planning stage. With oil and acrylic, if you make a mistake, well, acrylic it dries faster. Because that's another reason too. With oil paint, I got to wait 6 months before my painting fully dry. I don't have that patience. Acrylic is water based, it's permanent, and it dries as soon as I finish. So I could put a glaze on something and I just, by the time it dries, I can add something else to it. I don't have the patience to paint oil. I know people might get offended if I say that, but I don't have the patience for oil. Plus with graphics and stuff, mm, watercolor is the same thing. As long as the water evaporates from the paper is and it's dry, it's finished. No, that as simple as that sounds, that's one of the hardest mediums for anybody to use. One of the people cry when they try to use watercolor paint. Believe me, don't care how good they can paint. You can't paint until you try watercolor painting. As simple as it is, a sheet of paper, maybe two or three colors, a brush, and some water in the bottom. Now you gotta create magic on that paper. Problem with that now is that if you mess up that paper, you gotta start over. You can't brush it off. Or you could try to turn it into something else, and the paper's not cheap. So when you gotta, oh, watercolor is so hard, I say, you know something, I gotta master this too. So I give away materials, like things that I didn't use much, like the oil pastels and this and that. So I gotta control watercolor. I gotta be able to do watercolor. So I replaced that. I um I put interest in the watercolor. Then I come across my teacher friend. She also taught me at school. She actually showed me how to use acrylic when I was going to school because I didn't know it's all new to me. But the plus side about that is that it can be used like watercolor. You can basically use it on anything. It can be thinned down and used like watercolor, or it can be used heavy like oil paint. But the plus thing again is that it dries fast and it's permanent. And I could say, okay, I can start maybe two paintings. I can start two paintings and at least know I can coordinate the two of them together. When one finish, I can go to the next one because I don't have to wait for it to dry. Like oil paint. That's one reason I just shy away from that. But people convinced that paint is an oil, and I love that. I like the speed. It encourages you to work fast. You understand? Encourage you to work fast. And you get a habit in. People tend to ask me how long it takes me to do a painting. And it's not an easy answer because if you have a deadline to get something finished by, you're going to work on that. You want to get that done within that deadline. And with a watercolor painting, as long as you plan it out carefully, you want to save the white. All well, I don't have one. I have one behind me. I have one right here. It's one a little small. I don't know if you can see this clearly.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely can see it.
um. Oh, see that? It's a small watercolor painting. But the whites you see in that painting is actually the white paper. It's not white paint.
It looks good.
And Let's get all this. All you see in that area is just white. All this area is just white paper. Actually, actual paper. So when you're gonna plan out a watercolor painting, you gotta decide where those whites are going to be, and then you're gonna want to save those whites. And when you save those whites, your painting it has life. You don't want to kill those whites, so your painting gonna look dead. Yeah, your painting want your painting to look fresh. So in that way, you plan where those whites are going to be, and you're going to just save them, and then you're going to approach that painting, start it, and get it finished. And when you think
Oh,
you've done enough with that, you just stop, let it dry, sign your name, you're finished.
hey,
If
you know what?
you
After all this, maybe you can start a new thing. I mean, like you've got like
oh,
the Belmont Sticks, Kentucky Derby. You got all these big events that happens throughout the year. Maybe you can somehow get a someone to book you in there and take these paintings around,
I'll try.
and it'll be
Well,
fun.
yeah. As I said, from this year, I'm going to try to be more involved because I'm pushing my work a lot more than I was before. I got more time. I'm going to have more time to do stuff. I'm going to put more interest in what I got to do. So, as I said, through social media, it doesn't matter. It's just that's just a click of a button to see what can be done. So I don't now it's much easier to do stuff like that. Just be involved, but as long as I have the work, I ain't got an issue with showing it. You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
if all this beautiful work, you gotta
Yeah.
get it out there.
Well,
People
this
need to
is
know.
yeah, I appreciate what you did on the show because as I said, a lot of people know me. A lot of people know of me back home or whoever went who grew up with me or who move abroad. But when they hear the name, I mean, Levine is probably that most likely talking about me. So now it's easier now that I can actually people can actually see what I've been doing, and they know oh you might hear you comment oh you like art you did a lot of art at school and stuff. But yeah, I'm still painting. I'm painting better now. I'm still painting. Subject
Beautiful.
matter changed, but I'm still painting. As long as I'm capable to paint, I'm going to stop. That's a gift. That's a God given gift. As I always said that, and I'm going to keep doing it until I can't do it no more. And
Well,
I'm
you know what?
going to
On
keep
that
doing it.
note, I think that's where we probably should end it
Yes.
because if you're gonna keep doing it until the very last
Until
day,
then, yeah. I need as much people to see, you know what I mean? That's part of it. Why should I stop?
exactly.
I meet a lot of interested people through my art, so I can't stop doing that. I
Hey
met a
man,
lot of people. I met you, you know, and I'm very grateful for what you know, I'm actually talking to you. And I now see who I'm actually talking to, you know. I have to do the homework now to see if we're related.
well, you never know. It's a small world, man.
And
Small world.
maybe you have that little painting bug and you just waiting to come out to you never know.
You never know. Frank Levine,
But
I
yes,
want to thank you for being on this platform, man.
yeah, it's fun,
And
man. It's fun. Man. Finally
we'll
get
meet
to,
again. We'll
of
meet again
course.
in Barbados. I'm pretty
If
sure.
you'll find me, even if I have to shout out your name to let you know I'm here, you'll find me.
All
You'll
right, my
find me.
man.
Okay, you
Thanks
take care.
again.
Nice chatting with you. And I hope some other time it can be possible. You take care of yourself.
Thank you too, man. Keep the peace.
Yeah, let me know how to get the stuff to you, the text, and I will get it to you.
Most definitely.
Okay,
Will do.
you have a good evening.
Thank you.
Peace out. Yeah,
All right, my brother.
thank you.
Thank you. That's Frank Levine, the one and only man, doing some great things. Um, I look forward to seeing his work. Honestly, it's such a beautiful work so far that I've seen, and I can't wait to see the rest of the art. He's gonna have a big art show in Barbados during the Gold Cup activities, and I hope everyone go out there and support and check it out. And if you got a few dollars, you got a credit card that is available and can be used, please go check it out, man, because you got to spend it wisely, and spend it wisely on the horses that you like and love is very important. So until next time, guys, as I always say, keep the peace.